Racist female cop jails black pregnant FBI agent. What happened next will shock you. Arrested while pregnant, can you imagine being on the verge of bringing new life into the world, only to face a cruel and unjust situation that nearly takes everything from you? It's a story that forces you to ask, how can this happen in a society that claims to value justice and humanity? Let me take you back to where it all began. The woman at the center of this ordeal is Angela Thompson, a black FBI agent in her late 30s. A dedicated professional, Angela had spent her career fighting crime, protecting communities, and upholding the law. Yet, in a cruel twist of irony, it was the very law she had sworn to serve that nearly destroyed her life. Angela was 8 months pregnant, carrying the baby she and her husband had prayed for after enduring years of heartbreak. They had suffered 2 miscarriages before, and this child felt like a miracle. Her doctors had warned her to avoid stress due to her high-risk pregnancy. But Angela had no idea her life was about to take a turn she couldn't control. It all started with a routine trip to the store. Angela, dressed casually in maternity wear, stopped by a convenience store on her way home. As she walked back to her car, she noticed the flashing red and blue lights of a police cruiser pulling up behind her vehicle. At first, she assumed it must be a mistake. Surely, this wasn't about her. "Ma'am, step away from the car," a female officer ordered sharply. Her voice was cold, her hand resting on her holstered weapon. Confused, Angela complied, raising her hand slightly. "What's going on, officer?" she asked, her voice calm but edged with worry. What would you do if you were in Angela's shoes? The officer, later identified as Rebecca Mears, accused Angela of shoplifting. Stunned, Angela tried to explain that she hadn't stolen anything, even offering to show her receipt. But Mears wasn't interested in explanations. Instead, she demanded Angela place her hands behind her back. "Wait, are you really arresting me? I'm pregnant," Angela pleaded. But Mears seemed unmoved. With unnecessary force, she cuffed Angela's wrists and shoved her into the back of the squad car. Witnesses nearby protested, shouting and even recording the scene on their phones. Mears ignored them all. Have you ever wondered why some people are so determined to abuse their power? At the station, things only got worse. Despite Angela's visibly pregnant state and repeated warnings about her high-risk pregnancy, she was processed, strip-searched, and thrown into a cold, overcrowded cell. The stress was unbearable. That night, Angela began experiencing sharp pains, a sign of a threatened miscarriage. And here's the most heartbreaking part. When she cried out for medical help, the guards delayed assistance for hours. Angela was left in agony, fearing for her baby's life. It wasn't until another inmate raised the alarm that she was finally rushed to the prison infirmary. How can something so inhumane happen in a system meant to protect us? Angela's ordeal didn't end there. Despite her medical emergencies and high-risk pregnancy, she remained incarcerated. Mears, the arresting officer, reportedly ignored repeated requests from Angela's lawyer to reconsider her detention. 2 weeks later, Angela went into labor, still behind bars. Shackled to a hospital bed, she delivered a baby girl. What should have been a moment of pure joy was instead overshadowed by humiliation and pain. But here's where the story takes an unexpected turn. Weeks after her release, Angela decided she couldn't let this injustice stand. Fighting for her baby and for herself, she filed a lawsuit against Officer Mears and the department, demanding accountability. During the trial, Angela's identity as an FBI agent came to light, shocking everyone. Mears, who showed no remorse, was fired from the force. The court awarded Angela a substantial settlement, and Mears faced legal consequences for her actions. Now, ask yourself, what kind of society allows this to happen? Angela's story is a powerful reminder that justice isn't just a concept, it's a fight. And sometimes, it takes incredible courage to stand up against those who misuse their power. What do you think? How do we ensure this never happens again? Share your thoughts, because stories like Angela's deserve to be heard, and justice must be served. If you've watched this far, comment with the country you're watching from and drop 100 points in the comments, because you're the kind of person who finishes what they start. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to be notified when we drop new videos.